Hello, everybody. We're live, and I have a special guest with me today. The wonderful,
Hi.
magnificent, super talented fellow Canadian, Kathy Arbour.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome. Yay!
Nice to be here.
Good to have you.
Yeah.
Hi, Dar. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Zandra. Hi, Marguerite. So, I was very fortunate. I was in PMR Studios chat one day, and I don't remember how I don't know. I said something about I want to try the Akua inks,
Mm-hmm.
and Mariah said, "Well, we have a starter set, and P's decided she doesn't really want to get into it. So if you pay for shipping, I'll send them to you." So
Awesome.
I said, "Heck yeah, send them over."
Yeah.
And then I got them. This bottle opened, so I had to do some cleanup. Hopefully none
Uh-oh.
got in the bottle in the container. So I thought, well, I'm going to call on my good friend Kathy Arbour, because I remember about a year ago you were like in love with these inks and you did lots of cool stuff. So I thought you could show me what to do. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Johnny. Uh-oh. I don't hear Kathy. Hi, Eddie. I think Kathy is frozen. No, I need you, Kathy. I need you. Hi, Dee Dee. I'm going to just message her. I don't know what happened. I'm just going to tell her you are frozen. Hopefully she'll come back. So while we're waiting for Kathy to come back, I'll give you a little bit of how I know her. Hi, Barbara. Oh, she's gone. Let me just go back to backstage. She'll probably come back. She is a trained artist. She lives in Canada. And she does a lot of different artwork. She's done stained glass. She does portrait work. She does a lot of jelly plating. She does watercolor, acrylic. You should really check out her channel. I'll definitely have the link below. Hi, Julie. Hi, Riri. Did I say hi, Eddie? I'm a little bit befuddled right now. Hi, Barbara Clark. Who else am I missing? Hi, Diane. All right, I'm going to see if she's backstage again. Oh, I don't see her. Let me check. I'm sure she's trying to get back in. Hey, Janet. Janet, look what I bought. And I just swatched them out. You made me do it. I got a set of the 100 grabbies. They were like 48% off. So I could not get them, right? So I had to get them. And then I'll just show, this is a little card I did at Colleen and Kathy's stream. Not at their stream, but during their stream when they were doing prompts. So I did this at home. And that was fun. The prompts were lemon, bouquet, intensify, and coast. And check out Colleen and Kathy live stream. Let's see. I don't see her back yet. Hi, Kimberly. Oh, her internet went down. She is going to reboot. All right. Yeah, Janet, I hope so. I just swatched them. That's all I did. So I'm going to open these. So they're actually a printmaking ink, and Kathy can tell us more about them. My understanding is that they don't dry until they get in contact with an absorbent surface like paper. So they don't dry on the jelly plate. So I think it makes it very different to use on the jelly plate. So that's why I've got Kathy coming to help me. So I'm just going to open these up. These are a starter pack. Each jar is 2 ounces. Looks like more than 2 ounces to me. So I'm just going to I probably should have opened these before, but I didn't want to play. So that's the black. No, that's Payne's Gray, I think. And I'm going to stick this spreader in each one as I open them. Hi, Janet Vishy Bomb Bomb. If there's anybody here that I have not said hello to, please raise your hand or yell at me in caps, in uppercase. And I hope you guys all caught Dee Dee's stream this morning. She streams every Monday and Wednesday. She's very inspiring, very generous to our community. And that's basically how I met Kathy Arbour, was through the fibs, as Dee Dee calls them, the friends in the box. So I was more of a latecomer. I don't remember what year I joined the fibs. I think it was like 2000, I want to say 2019 or something like that. So I was I'm a little bit of a newbie. Yes, Dee Dee. So this one, that other one was crimson, what was it? Magenta, Quin Magenta. This one is crimson red. So I didn't choose these colors. These are the colors that come in the starter set. This one's transparent, so I'm hoping I can use it with this beautiful blue, phthalo blue. This is what exploded in the box, and it went all over the packaging, and it was a bit of a mess, but there's still, you know, a lot of the blue left, so hopefully that'll work out. Oh, I think Kathy's backstage. Let me get her back in here. Add to stage.
Hi.
Well, welcome back to the stage, Kathy Arbour.
Sorry.
Were your ears burning? Because we were all talking about you.
Oh,
I was saying how awesome you are.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's typical, that my internet would go down first time back.
Of course. Of course. I'm just opening all my containers because I haven't actually opened them yet. You can see how the blue got into some of them, but
Oh, dear.
luckily they hadn't really used them yet. So the little protective lids were on.
Oh, that's good.
I'm hoping none of the water I used to clean them off got into them, because I think I heard you say in your video that water makes them thicker
Yes.
because they're soy based or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're non-toxic.
That's right.
Do you want to tell us about how you found these inks and more information about them?
Jeez. I think I was watching somebody doing the botanical printing,
Mm-hmm.
and they were using a regular ink, like a printer's ink.
Okay.
You can get very fine detail with a printer's ink, but I didn't want the mess of the oil in them.
Right.
And then I started doing a little searching and came across them. And I thought, oh, and they're water-based. You can rinse them under the tap with soap and water. Hey, that's the type of thing I want.
Yes, I don't want to mess with oil stuff
either. Yeah, and they don't smell.
They don't smell. Like, I just opened them for the first time, and yeah, like they don't really smell at all.
No, and now the only trick with this is you can't put it onto a wax paper, like your deli papers.
Okay.
Yeah,
because they're not absorbent.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to have some type of an absorbent substrate for it to dry. Because you could leave it on there for 2 years and it would still be wet.
Oh. Okay.
But you can put oil paint over top of it.
Oh. Can you put acrylic?
Yeah, you can put acrylic once it's dry. So colored pencil goes on it. Pan pastel will go on it. Let's see. The only thing is you can't do a jelly print with acrylic paint and
Mhm.
then try to do a print over top of that with this ink because it won't dry.
Okay, so if you wanted to layer colors, you'd put this ink first, pick it up, put this ink again with a
Mhm.
pattern, and then pick it up with the same paper. You can't pick it up with acrylic.
You can't once the Akua ink is dried on the paper, then you can use acrylic paint on top of it.
If you had acrylic paint that was dry on, like,
Mhm.
let's say you did a background with acrylic paint on the Gelliplate and you picked it up, and then
Yeah.
once that's dry, could you use that to pick up the Akua ink?
No.
No. Okay, because it's plastic, it's not
Yeah.
absorbent.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is going to be hard on my brain.
And it is a little bit you have to wrap your brain around it a little. But again, that's how you learn, right? By doing mistakes.
Hmm.
Yeah. But,
Interesting.
I like it because you're not in a rush.
Right.
So you can leave this on your plate and go have dinner, and it won't dry.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
it's non-toxic, so if something
Yeah.
gets in your food, that's not a problem.
So it's nice in that aspect, and it dries fairly quickly on your papers once you've put your paper and printed. So I
Okay.
would say as long as, it's not a heavy duty coat of, paint, you want it thin layers, so very, very thin layered.
Okay.
Um
Dar linked one of your videos using Akua inks.
Oh, great. Thanks,
So
Dar.
thank you, Dar.
What else? You can use any kind of papers, really. I've used tissue paper, butcher paper, copy paper, rice paper, and even, like your backing from make napkins,
Okay.
you can
Could you
use those.
use wet strength carnival tissue?
Yep, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's I get the impression it's somewhat translucent, or is that not true? It just
Yes,
depends on the color, or it
yeah,
is?
it is very translucent. It's like your, artist grade paints, you know, how most of them are very translucent.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna get a different effect. Um, so you kinda have to know your color wheel a little bit because if it's translucent and you put one color over another, you're gonna get a different shade, right?
Right. Now, do you have any of this clear one? This one is the transparent.
Yes, I
And
do.
does yours look like honey? Like mine's really thick.
Let me open it.
It's just like, ooh, that doesn't look right, but maybe it is.
There's a bunch of
If
them.
you're watching the recording, you know, I guess we're talking about the subject now, but thanks for coming, and don't forget to like and share and all that YouTubey stuff. It does look like apple butter, Kimberly.
Yeah, mine's
I
the
just need
same.
some cinnamon.
It's the same.
Okay, so then you
Yeah.
would add this thinner stuff, the liquid pigment.
Yeah.
And then what
Mm,
about this blending? So I have the starter kit. So the starter kit you can get on Amazon. You could probably get at art stores.
yeah.
And it also comes with this blending medium. Would you need that on the gel plate or not really?
Not really, no. It's more of a, uh, base for that blue bottle you had that leaked.
Yeah.
You add it to that.
Okay.
So say
So
you
for
wanted to make your own colors, you
hmm
would use this, and then you could make your own colors with the fluid, inks.
okay. I'm just gonna bring this down because I can't see. I'm delayed. So you have more than just the starter set, but with the
Yeah.
starter set, the pigments you get are Hansa yellow, carbon black, Payne's gray, magenta, quin magenta, and crimson red.
Yeah.
But you have, and then the phthalo blue liquid. But you have other colors too, right?
Yeah, I've got, gosh, paint did you say you had Payne's gray?
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got, mm some different browns. I think I have a red or.
Do you have that blue? Like just the, I just love that blue color. I was hoping I
Oh,
wouldn't have to mix it.
in the bottle?
Yeah. Do you have like one in a jar?
What was that again?
So Julie, this is the transparent base if you wanted to add the liquid pigments that it comes in. And it's a soy-based printer's ink. It doesn't dry until it hits an absorbent surface like paper.
I think I do have that one. Let's see.
So we're going to be playing with it on the Gelliplate, Julie. And Kathy Arbour, first time I saw her using this ink on the Gelliplate was about a year ago. And everybody should check out Kathy's channel. She doesn't do as many lives now, but she still does like videos and premieres, and it's fun to chat with her. She's very knowledgeable, very inspiring. She's what, you don't say classically trained, professionally trained? What do you call that, Kathy?
What,
Like
my art?
You're training as an artist. You're like formally trained?
Yeah.
Went to art school and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and through the years, just did different things like the stained glass, and I always painted, portraiture, that type of thing. A little bit of commercial art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deb's asking if there's a difference between the jars and the bottle. If you have a question, if you put it in uppercase in caps, that's really helpful to me to see it. So, what would you say?
The jars are already, they already have all the binders and everything added to them, whereas the bottles like this is just a liquid pigment. It doesn't have the binder in it. It's just the pigment.
Okay.
So you have to add this to a binder, which is that stuff that you showed. Where did I put it? There it is. This. So it's just the what they call liquid pigment for the this. So it's the binder.
Okay.
And you just use a palette knife, mix it up with your pigment, and then you'll have the same consistency as the other stuff then. It's just a matter of whether you want to make your own colors or that type of thing.
And this is a Speedball product.
Yeah.
They have a Speedball plate, which I accidentally bought because the Speedball plate does not work with acrylic inks very well, or acrylic paint, but it does work. If you have the Speedball plate, you can use it with the Akua inks, correct?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't dry. The problem with the Speedball plate, it's thinner, and also something about it, when you put acrylic paint on it, it rips your paper, basically, was my experience.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it dries so fast. I don't know, but I still have my Speedball plate. Sometimes I use it as like a palette or something, but I haven't really taken it out in a while.
There must be something else in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. All right, so get us started. Let's put some paint on these Gelliplates.
Now, I like using 2 plates because I like to put my ink on one. If you don't have an additional plate, what you can do is get a piece of plexiglass, or even the top of your clamshell that you get these in, the heavy duty plastic, you could use that. But it has to be something that's non-porous and smooth. Or
like a glass cutting mat or something like that. And that's the other thing is, when I was watching videos, is that you can just leave it open while you're using it because it's not going to dry out.
Yeah,
so I've got all mine opened. I've got little sticks in them, and they're not going to dry.
Yep. Yeah, they never dry. They never skin over like oils would.
Okay.
So that's good. You don't have to worry about that. And it's easy enough to clean off your hands too.
All right. Looks like I should be getting some stencils. I see you getting stencils out. Is that right?
You don't have to be like you could take time and just, go look for your stencil, go get something to drink. Hum and haw what you want to do. You're not in a
You said
hurry
you
with
could
it.
get really good details, right?
Oh, yeah, real fine detail.
Okay, so I'm going to try this stencil. This is one of my stencils that has a lot of fine details. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see. And did
And
you also get some botanicals from your beautiful garden?
no, I don't have enough leaf
You
stuff out yet.
didn't? I
No.
thought you were going to bring some, and I was going to say, I had it all prepared.
My trees are still bare.
I was going to say, all I have is this. But then I did go to the dollar store yesterday, and I thought, I've got some fake greenery I could try.
Yeah. It'll take the whatever texture is on there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
I thought we could try that.
Sure. Yeah, my garden's still in hibernation mode.
Okay. Well, we're like way behind you usually.
Yeah. Let's see what color.
Yes, and meanwhile, Dee Dee's growing like peppers and like she's
know.
got a garden that's flourishing, and we're just like, the grass is still brown.
She's had that garden in there for what, a month?
Or less.
Okay, I do have phthalo blue here. I love
Nice.
phthalo blue.
I love that color. I'm not going to start. I'll try that later. I'll do the mixing thing later. I just want to try the ready to go stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, Kathy's garden is stunning. Kathy, do you still have your gardening YouTube channel?
Yep.
So
Yep.
she has a gardening YouTube. What's it called?
Gardening Artfully.
Gardening Artfully. I will link that in the description as well. And you also on Instagram. Do you have a separate Instagram for your gardening, or it's just all on
No,
your
it's all
regular?
together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna put. I guess, like you said, what should I do? I'm gonna try the Quin Magenta.
Okay.
So I'll watch
They're
you.
very, very highly pigmented.
How much to put on? I'll just.
No, it's not much.
Okay.
Less is more.
This is more.
So there you see very small amount there on my palette knife.
Okay.
And that's all you'll need. So probably about half what you would normally put down on your plate with acrylic ink or acrylic paint.
Okay. Now because I film on my phone, I'm delayed, so I won't really see what you do until you've done it.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not tall enough. Like my camera would be too low if I had it so that I could see the screen and stuff.
Yeah.
So just in case you're wondering why I'm not maybe up to speed, that would be why.
And you can do your ombre effect if you like easily with this.
Okay. Well, maybe for the second one, I'll just start simple.
Now, the thing about inks is don't just keep your roller down on your plate. Lift it.
Okay.
And keep moving it.
All right. And then you can just wear this on paper, right? Because it's.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get my chat in the right spot.
So I just keep moving it back and forth till you get a fairly even consistency on your plate.
And then if you don't have enough, you could just put more, right?
Yep.
Because it doesn't dry.
That's right. But it's going to look like you don't have enough.
Well, that's what I was looking at. This going like, this doesn't look like enough.
But you do have quite a bit on there. You just don't realize it.
Okay. Is this going to stain my plate?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. I hope I'm asking all the right questions that people want asked.
Yeah, just fire them up. Try and answer them. So then you can take whatever you want to do. The nice thing about this ink too is it really sticks to your stencils.
Now this stencil has acrylic paint on it, so I don't know if it'll stick to it very well.
If there's a texture in it, it'll take the texture of the paint that's on there.
Okay.
Probably.
Should I just brayer over top or use a paper?
You could brayer if you have a clean brayer.
Oh, okay.
And then just brayer to stick it down.
Hi, Lena.
Hey, Lena. So I'm gonna put this one down just on the top here. I have another brayer. I'll just that. You can make prints.
And I could take this stencil and probably plop it on the other one, the other plate.
Yep.
But I can't pick this up with another color because it'll just smush everything, right?
That's right. That's the only thing is you can't, there's no drying time.
So you just have to layer after
Yeah.
things dry.
Yeah.
So this is kind of backwards thinking for me because I'm used to saying whatever I put down first is going to be what shows. But in this case, if I layer on this, it's actually going to be at the bottom of my print.
Mm-hmm. Now with this, I'm leaving this on my plate and I put it down with the ink side down onto this plate.
Mm-hmm.
So I could actually take another color with my my brayer and roll over top of this.
Oh.
And then when I take it up, you'll have the two colors.
Okay. Well, I already took mine off. I can put it back down though.
Yeah.
Well, this is very difficult to line up, but that's okay. I'll have a third color where I didn't line it up right.
Now with this, if you're working off of two plates, you're going to have another plate to roll off of with another color because you can't use this.
Can I just roll it onto like my brayer off sheet?
Well, if you want to get another color, I mean, because you're
Okay.
going to have to use.
There's the first. There's the first one, the first layer from here.
Okay. Yeah. See all the detail?
I'll bring it up.
Yeah.
I think one of the botanical ones over top of this would look cool. Okay, so I have to let that dry before I can layer on top of it, though.
Yeah. It only takes like a couple minutes.
Actually, it almost feels dry already.
Yeah.
It's so dry where I live. It's dry.
Even if you have, the backings of sticker paper.
Yeah.
You could use that for a roll off, for rolling your paint.
And then it'll stay wet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to add some yellow to this one.
Sorry?
I'm going to add yellow on the back side of the stencil.
I've got some plastic here.
I probably have too much yellow. And then you should probably wipe your brayer in between colors, right? Otherwise it's just, if it stays wet, it's just going to mix.
Yeah.
Now I'm finding I need a little bit more because of the stencil holes. So thanks for coming, everybody. It's going to be pretty chill because with this, like Kathy said, with this ink, which has the consistency of paint, really, is you don't have to rush.
Yeah. You can actually sit and think.
Hi, Mariah. Thanks for sending me these inks. We're giving it a try. Kathy's showing me the ropes.
Trying.
Okay.
It's been a while for me, too.
I feel like my camera's crooked here.
It's the thing about being mixed media is there's too many options.
True.
You get doing a whole bunch of different stuff.
And do you have to, like, how long do you have to put your paper down? Like, do you put it down very long, or does it really matter?
No, it doesn't really matter because it picks up so fast. You don't have to let it sit and dry at all because it doesn't on the plate. So
there's my second one. It's just faint yellow, and then I got some blobbies of yellow where I had more. So that's gonna take longer to dry where it's blobby, right?
Yeah. So also you'll find that the more you put on, the less detailed it'll look.
Okay.
So
That makes
less
sense.
is a lot better.
That's what you mean by less is more.
Yeah. So I
Hi,
have
Sophia.
tissue here.
Okay, now if you touch it with your hand, it comes up on your hand.
Yeah.
I'm just putting the stencil in my roll-off sheet to clean it, and then I can use a baby wipe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I've got this yellow on here. What are you doing now? What are you doing, Kathy?
I'm going to try the double color. So I'm not lifting this up yet. And I have a sheet, a plastic sheet beside me that I'm just rolling this yellow on.
Hi, Anne. I will put a link also in the description on the Amazon site, but yeah, you can check your local art store as well, or your online art stores that you like to deal with. There's that one. I noticed there's still so I took the yellow from the stencil, I plopped it on the other plate, then I picked it up with this paper.
Yeah.
But I noticed that there's still some yellow left on here that looks like it almost looks dry. Could I pick that up with another color, or it'll just smush it? Is it not really dry?
You can pick it up with another sheet, but if you use another color, you're going to get it. Whatever color you use, you're going to mix it.
Okay.
So this is just butcher paper. I'm just going to take the top part of this off.
So I'm just wiping my brayer so that I don't mix things that I don't want to mix. And as Sophia just mentioned, these are permanent once they're dry. They're a printmaking ink, so they're meant to be permanent.
So there's the
permanent, meaning like they won't rub off with water or whatever.
So there's the.
Well, that's pretty.
Yeah. So I could let that dry and print over it again if I want. Actually, let's see what we get off of this here.
So if I put this down again this way, it should pick up whatever's left on the plate.
Yeah. Okay, that just picked up the blue off of my stencil.
Okay. So just a little bit came off. I'm going to turn my light up a bit. Oh, if it's bright enough. And I have this glare here though. Okay. So if I want to wipe the remnant, I can just use my baby wipe.
Yeah, that's really, really easy. Yeah, it's amazing how much is left on there, and you don't.
So how come that didn't come up on my paper? Should I have spritzed it with water or something?
No. Now, if you go on the original inventors of Akua, she does have quite a few videos on how to do certain types of printing, but it's using a certain type of printing paper. So it's very thick paper. So they do wet their printing paper before they print.
Okay. So if I were to take this sheet and spritz it, which is, it's not a very thick paper, but if I spritzed it and then put it down, it might pick up more of that color perhaps.
Hey, maybe.
Try it. tried it.
Yep.
We'll see.
Never know.
Maybe a
No?
little bit. Oh yeah, there's like you guys probably can't see
Kind
it.
of haloed.
Yeah, like there's just. Let me put more. What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really coming off. A little bit. All right. I'm going to put this one over here where there's a bit of yellow left just to see. Thanks, Dar. Dar put in the product info from the website.
Awesome. Like you could use, if you want to use like a paintbrush, do very detailed work here and there on a print. That's when you start using those pigment inks, because you can
Okay.
vary the consistency of it.
I'm going to try this Payne's Gray. I hope I stirred it. Let me stir it again. And if you're coming late, these are soy-based printing ink that don't dry until they hit an absorbent surface like water. What about wood? Would they print on wood?
I would imagine to a certain degree, depending on. It would depend on the wood, how it was manufactured. Like if it was a what do you call it, MDF? That one probably not, because it's got a kind of a glue on it.
Oh, like the sticks, you mean? Let me say that one. You mean the
like the the backings you have when you get new cupboards.
okay.
It's like a MDF. I think you can get MDF boards for painting on too. I'm not sure what they call it though.
I know at the like even at the dollar store they have wooden painting boards. I don't think they're like cradle boards, but
Yeah.
What are you doing now, Kathy?
I'm going to use a different stencil. So I have this here. It's more floral. And I think I'm just going to put it down and stamp with it.
Okay.
And put it over on this here.
I'm going to try this thing from the dollar store. I'm going to put it on this and see what happens.
You could use lace too, if you have lace.
Mm-hmm.
It prints really well with this stuff. Okay. And you could use stamps also.
Yeah, like foam stamps would be nice, because you're worried about when you use acrylic with your foam stamps, you're worried about them like drying on your stamp and wrecking your stamp.
Yeah. Even your rubber stamps and acrylic stamps, you could use those, and you'll get exactly the fine detail in those stamps.
Okay, I'm going to try that.
They're really nice to work with.
So this paper was a little bit thick, so you don't get all the detail of the leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when I watched your video, I think you reprinted this, so I could actually put this down and stamp back onto here because it's not dry.
Yeah, you can. The nice thing about it, it's a little different than your typical jelly printing, but I like it because of the detail, basically.
Ooh, and it even, like, I just pushed the leaves down on the other plate.
Yeah, and it printed.
And it released on there.
Yeah. It's really nice when you use your real leaves because then they build up on color and you get some
Okay.
really wild color combinations that release onto your other plate. That's cool. See, you're blotching in the background.
Which, like here, this part?
Yeah, that's
That's
because there was more paint.
Yeah,
More
it was kind
paint
of,
there.
yeah, it was kind of blotchy when I put it down. I don't know if I didn't stir it enough as well, or brayer it long enough.
Could be, yeah, could be that or a little bit too much paint.
Oops, I didn't put that high enough. So is everybody enjoying this? Is
Got
this,
time to, I like because you have time to think.
mm-hmm.
So what I did, this is a mask, and I just
Okay.
sprayed my leftover blue from the brayer onto it.
Oh, okay.
And then I can put it down on here. And just press it down.
I'm gonna have to try to get better light here. I'm kind of dark. Bring that in a little bit. There. Is that better? I don't know if that's better, but I put the leaves.
Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and I'll lift that up. And it's still got lots of paint on it. This paint goes such a long ways.
All right, let me grab a foam stamp up.
And different papers give you a different result too.
Okay.
So anything that's more absorbent, like your rice paper, it gives you really high detail.
Okay, I'm gonna grab some rice paper then.
See, it soaks everything up in there. And the color is a lot more vibrant on the rice paper also.
Oh, nice.
But,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna cut some rice paper here. All right, so I've used the magenta and I've used the yellow. I'm gonna try the red. Hi, Amy. How are you? Okay, so for using a foam stamp,
Mm-hmm.
so I got this one. It's got numbers on it. Should I put this on a different plate, like a 5x7 or like a something non-porous?
You're wanting to print with that onto your
Onto my jelly plate.
Yeah, so just get, like, all I did was it's plastic. I just rolled on a piece of plastic and get something like
Okay. I don't have a piece of plastic. I'll just use this. All right. So you really don't want very much at all.
No.
If I had too much last time, like I didn't think I had too much. So this is just a teeny bit on here, I think. And then I'm taking a clean brayer.
Yeah, just spray her away. So this one here, you could hardly see what's on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get quite a bit of color.
Now these numbers are going to be backwards, but that's
Yeah. Well, it's still got color on it. It's light, but I like doing the lighter ones with the tissue paper because they're nice for backgrounds.
okay.
You can piece them when you're doing backgrounds, and then you don't see your edges. And you'll end up with a zillion papers because it's so addictive.
Now with the rice paper, does it matter shiny side down or not, or non-shiny side down?
The rice paper,
Yeah.
there shouldn't be a.
Well, there's a smoother side.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I don't know what's left on here because I see the numbers, but there's probably other stuff on here.
Seems to pick up the whole plate with the rice paper.
Okay, so I'm going to leave that on a little bit longer, and then I'll just use this to pick up my numbers that are left here.
Let's do a dark black. Yeah, I got black here.
And I remember you doing an image transfer with this. How did that work? Like it
didn't work.
It didn't work.
Nothing, a little bit, but not. I guess the release from the ink that's in the paper of the magazine doesn't work as well with this ink.
Okay.
Maybe it's too similar. I don't know.
Yeah. Mine's very faint, and a lot of it's still on the plate. Is it because my plate needs to be conditioned?
I don't know. Maybe.
So I'm just wiping off my foam stamp. I'm just going to put yellow on this, even if it smudges it.
Yeah. Sometimes you get some really nice colors when you do that.
It's really hard for me not to put a lot on.
I know.
This is a struggle for me.
See, this one I put too much on. I can't see through the plate. Even though it's black, there's a bit too much on it. So what I can do is use it as a print. So using my stencils and print, or with stamps, or even lace. Probably. Let's see.
It looks nice and shiny and black, though.
Yeah. There's some lace. Let's try that.
So I'm just just wiping off my brayer before I put it on this yellow. Is it, does it matter? Maybe because my brayer is a bit wet, maybe that's making the paint thicker?
Oh, that could be.
Okay, let's try that. I'm assuming this bottom layer is going to smudge, but I don't know. And then I'll just print it on the back side of the rice paper. The numbers are not smudging. Well, maybe they're smudging a little bit. Okay.
And the nice thing too is if you don't like what you put on your plate, you can always just wipe it off areas. You do that anyways with your inks or your paint.
Mm-hmm.
So you can still do it with this too.
All right.
So
So I've just got a yellowy, smudgy.
it's still nice looking though. Like it'd be a good first, yeah.
There's still that base layer on there. I wonder if I should just give my plate a condition with some baby oil.
Yeah, try it.
All right.
Okay, this is a foam or a rubber stamp of script.
Okay.
And I just rolled over it with the black. So the less is more with this. So this is the first one. See, it's a little thick. The more I put it down, the thinner it gets. So more detail. And it looks nice on there too. You get a zillion prints off of it.
I'm gonna do one more round of baby oil.
And remember, don't put your stamps or stencils away. You have to wash them after you're done.
Okay.
They're not going to dry.
Good advice.
You can just put them away, and all of a sudden you bring them out. Oh, that didn't dry. And you end up with paint all over your hands.
Okay, so I got my plate clean. I don't know if my plate was just absorbing stuff.
Is that the one you were having problems with?
Yeah. So I'm going to just let it dry naturally. We'll work on this other one for a bit. Because Kathy mentioned that if you get oil or get water in on these paints, it does thicken them.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to try this blue. Oh, I should pull this. I want to try this blue. There's the red one.
Oh, that's cool.
Looks like there's still some red left on there. All right. I want to try these guys. These little dollar store things.
Yeah, I can't wait for my flowers to get some leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Get back into that again. It's so much fun.
So to mix this, what do you recommend? Like do it on a piece of plastic or palette thing?
You're going to mix a color?
Well, I'm going to add the blue to this base, this transparent base.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And take a palette knife or something that you could use to mix them together.
Okay, I've got this one of those palette like
That'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. Words, can't think of words. Okay, so how much of this should I put down?
She only put a few drops in.
Of this transparent stuff?
She puts like what you would normally put on your plate.
Okay.
And then only about 3 drops of the pigment.
Okay. I feel like a mad scientist.
Yeah.
Yes, please use capital letters if you ask me a question. Julie would like to see you image transfer. Kathy says it doesn't really work, but I'll try it. I mean,
yeah, try it. It could be very well be just me. I know you're a whole lot better at it.
All right, so I'll just put 2 drops. Okay, that was 3 drops.
Just mix her up, see what it looks like. You can always add more. It's not going to hurt it.
Ooh, I love that color.
Yeah.
So it feels thick, but you would not add water
No.
to this because that would make it thicker. But I could add this blending solution, right?
Yeah.
Blending medium.
Yeah, it just makes it a little more watery.
So I'll just add 2 drops of that.
They're
I
fun.
feel like doing that ombre that you said. That you could do
yeah.
ombre, right? Let me grab this. It is a nice blue. I like that blue.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's something on here. I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just put a little bit of blue here. Oh, it looks green. Well, remember my plate's very yellow. This plate's yellow. So it could just look green because of the plate.
Yeah.
It does still look blue on the baby wipes, so I think we're okay. So let's do the blue and the magenta. I'm going to try an ombre. That might be too much. Okay, let's grab the, look at my big brayer. And you want it to look really thin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys might.
That's the thing that kind of fools you is you're used to seeing a lot more paint on your gel plate.
Totally.
Yeah. A little bit of a learning curve.
So I put the leftovers on the other plate. I'm gonna wipe this so I don't forget. Oh, I like your little blue flowers on there, Kathy.
Yeah, it's
Your
just
masks.
keeps giving.
And I don't have to hurry. I can take time to wipe my brayer.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do. Let's do these guys. We'll see what happens.
Put that there.
So when I went to the dollar store, I got really soft plastic ones. I stayed away from like ones that seemed
Pokey.
You know, hard or pokey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens. This paper's a little bit thinner, so I should get a better impression because it's the rice paper.
Yeah.
Margaret says that they made inks in different viscosity to resist in layers on her etching plate to get color. And this is a type of ink they would use on etching plates too, right?
Yeah.
It's like an intaglio or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, it does feel strange not hurrying.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's like, oh, because you programmed yourself.
Yeah.
You have everything in place.
All right, I'm going to do that thing where I try to get the details back onto the paper. If I can turn this one over, I don't have an acrylic plate on this one. Oh dear, it's everything's very there we go. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay. Yes, this plate's very, very yellow. This one's white, and you can see, white, maybe you can't see, but there's the magenta and the blue, but you can barely see it until you lift it on the paper. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like using invisible ink almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it fools you.
Pushing down on this plate that had a bit of red left, and we'll see if that does anything. Looks like it has some stuff on there. I just put my hand. We're gonna have a handprint. Okay, I'll turn this one over. So it's very like soft and pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, Kathy, you sound like a robot. I think Kathy might have frozen again. We'll see. Just going to move this over here. Handprint alert, yes. And then let's pick this up on. Should try it on that one. Move that over so I don't put my hand in it again. All right, I think Kathy is having technical difficulties. Hopefully she'll come back. So I'll keep an eye for her. I'm sure she'll come back. Yeah, that was very subtle. That one didn't really work too well. I think this plate needs a condition too. Let me just, so maybe it's a good idea to condition your plates before using these inks. Otherwise, it seems like, to me, it seems like they stick a little bit. Maybe my plate is too absorbent because it's not conditioned and the ink is sticking to it. That's my theory. I'll do one more there. Oh, Eddie, I don't think I can sing that one. Sometimes I will break into song, but I don't think I can do Frozen. Right. I want to use black next. So that blue is very pretty blue, but I still have some of that blue left. I could use the blue. Maybe I'll do a base with blue and then I'll pick it up, like I'll put something black on top of it after it's dry, perhaps. Okay, so that's kind of clean. I'm going to bring this one back over. This is the one that I conditioned and then I let dry and then I rolled off the paint and then I put my hand in it. So perhaps we can just put some stencils or something, or I'll do this. I'll use this stamp here. I don't see Kathy in the just going to stamp all over where I don't have the fingerprint, and we'll handprint, not fingerprint. All right, I'm just going to use regular papier. And we'll see if a handprint appears or not. I don't see Kathy back yet. Come back, Kathy, come back. All right. So my next plan, I said I was going to use a blue background. Ooh, there's my handprint. Look at that. That's funny. It's very soft. And then that was the stamp from PM Artist Studio, and I can just use a baby wipe to clean it. All right, so I think it looks like it's picking up better now that I conditioned it. So let's do just a plain, let's do a blue with a stencil, and then I'll use black over top. So I'm going to use up, see how this stayed wet. See here on this plate, you can really see how it's a nice blue. And I did wash that, so it should be okay. Maybe I should have mixed it again. It seems a little bit gloopy. So I'm just scrubbing where I see little gloops. That's the technical term, gloops. And I'll just burr it off on here. Okay, let me get a, oh, Kathy's back. Here we go. Welcome back to the stage.
Small town internet.
Now, you don't live like in the country, right?
Yeah, I do.
Kind of rural? It's pretty rural?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Only 600 people in my village.
Oh, that is little.
Yep. They're getting fiber optics put in, but it's taking them forever.
Oh, okay.
And whenever they're, working on stuff like that, you get the ins and outs of them disconnecting and reconnecting.
Well, that's a pain in the patootie.
It is.
Here, I'm going to use this stencil. This is Eddie's stencil. I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to layer it on top of this. Or maybe on top of this one. I'll do that. Bye, Lisa. Ooh, looks like it's coming through pretty good.
What paper are you using?
This is the rice paper.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Now you could put that one back on, a plate.
Yeah, because this one already has the blue, so I don't want to put it back on the blue.
So if you've got lots of plates, there's
I do, but I only have so much table space.
I know, we need different tables.
Okay, so I picked that one up. And then I can try a transfer for Julie. We can try it. I'll pick up on a fresh piece. Thanks, Dar and Mariah. So how did you get, like, you have that down on the right, there's like a bright green.
That's the stencil. I haven't taken it up yet, but I rolled.
Excuse me. So that's still the mask still sitting there.
Yeah. So I rolled the yellow on it. So it's going to print the yellow instead of the black. So you're masking on the plate, double masking.
Okay. Oh, I wish my light was better today. It's a bit overcast, but usually it's not this dull. So there's that one.
I'm going to put it on this to see what, just to see what happens. So I will get some pink shining through, but.
Bye, Mariah. I'm going to put this plain blue on top of this, or maybe I should use another stencil.
Well, that's cool.
There's my fish.
So I got pink, black shining through. That's on the rice paper.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. That's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
You're managing to get some nice, like, multicolored prints. I'm struggling with that, I think.
It's something you just have to keep playing with and getting comfortable with. You're still learning a different way of gel printings.
Mm-hmm.
I know I flubbed a bunch of them when I first started working with it because I didn't know what to expect. That's kind of cool.
Jasper, did I say hi to you? Hello. And Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
just
like that black. I'm going to do black next.
depending on what you use your papers for, too. You know,
the fish. This would be nice on like envelopes for mailing because it's so soft.
Yeah.
You could still write your address and stuff.
That's the neat thing about it is it's you can't tell there's any paint on it.
Yeah.
They're smooth.
It's like one, it's not thick like acrylic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put that, I don't have enough space. Okay, I'm going to try the transfer. I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, give it a try. I'll be.
And if it does work. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you use those books for transfers? Mm-hmm. And they worked out really well? The ink.
That is what I'm going to try. I'm going to pick up these fish first to get it out of the way on this lacy one that I had done at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, you're not stuck again, are you? I don't see your hand. Okay. I don't see your hand moving.
I was just watching you.
Oh, I think you're stuck on the screen. No, you moved there. I'm just very confused here.
Never know with my internet.
So it's very subtle. I wonder if this paper that I have is sort of, it's not slick, but maybe it's not as absorbent.
No, it could be.
I should get my cheapo copy paper.
Yeah, a lot of times your more expensive brands don't pick up this ink.
Okay, I'm going to get my cheap. I'm running low on that though, but I'm using my, not my good stuff. I'm going to use my mediocre stuff.
That's why I like this butcher paper, the non-treated butcher paper.
Cool.
It seems to work really well.
So this is the just regular copy paper.
Mm-hmm.
And that picks it up pretty easily. I'm going to put this fish on the back on this thing here. Like that. And then I'll put this on the other side. So Jasper says she's been wanting to buy printer's ink for a long time. She only knows about screen printing, not Gelliplate ink. Or are they the same brand you're using? I'll let Kathy answer that.
There's different types of printer ink. Depends on what you want to get into. Most printer, a lot of what artist printers use is the oil-based printer ink. And like with they have a press that when they do lithographs or etching plates, that type of thing, they use that type of ink because it's such a fine detail usually in what they're printing. But this isn't all that old, this type of ink. So a lot of people didn't get into it. I guess because of the well, some artists, you know, they're bound to the one they learned on, basically, and they
Right.
won't like switching.
They don't want
But
to try something new.
yeah, but as far as cleanup ability and everything, this is just as, I think it's better myself. I did a lot of printing in art school, and it was very, very messy.
Right. And the
Very
cleanup
messy.
was smelly.
Yep.
And that's
And
all those fumes aren't good for you either, right?
no, that's right. But, you know, it's all what you learned on, basically. But and you just have to play with it like anything you're learning to do. You can't expect perfection right off the bat.
You can't?
No. I know a lot of people think they can, and they give up after a couple tries, but it takes time. A lot of time sometimes.
All right, so I'll try this transfer. But like you said, this ink is a different consistency than acrylic.
Yeah.
And I think I got a bunch of little fibers from my baby wipe
Oh, yeah.
on there, but that's okay. And then if this transfer doesn't work, then that's okay. It doesn't work.
Yep.
Okay.
You learn with each pull.
So this is the one I'm going to try. It's just a big dragonfly.
Cool.
And that's from the Neither Here Nor There book. If it works, I'll show you the book.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I won't bother. Oh, it worked.
Oh, awesome. You got the touch.
The cheese touch.
Yeah.
All right, let's put that on. Well, this one, I decided this paper is maybe not as
Absorbent.
So let me get, I wanted to put it on a color though. I don't want to put it on fish. I don't think I would put it on that. We can put it on the foliage, right? It's a dragonfly.
Yep.
And because it doesn't dry, there is no hurry.
That's right. Do you have a specific amount of time that you normally let it sit on before you pull it?
No. By feel.
Yeah.
Less is better. You can always peek, right? If it doesn't, like if you put it on and then you peek and it hasn't worked yet, you can put it back down and rub it some more. So it's pretty faint. I still see it on here, but it's a little.
Oh, that looks nice. I like that.
Subtle.
That would be really nice for a background.
I'm wondering if the ink that's on there if I just put it on a piece of paper, would that transfer? Because maybe it didn't stick.
Oh, try
I
it.
don't know.
It looks shiny, so maybe, yeah.
It does. It could just be the. Looking for some paper. Here, let's just put it on this one.
So double transfer.
We'll see. It's like a double rainbow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna work, but
You never know.
not really.
No,
Just
faint.
Faint. Although it still feels wet there.
What if you put it on your plate?
Yeah, I don't have a plate available. Here, I'll put it on my little plate. Put on this one. We'll put it this way to get the wings.
Mm-hmm.
See if it transfers back down.
That would be cool if it does.
Is that the Quin Magenta that you're using?
Let's see. Oh, awesome.
Wow.
That's cool.
So let's try to pick it up with this now. I'll just leave it on a bit longer. I don't know if it should matter or not. Yeah, because when I touched it, it was still
I
wet.
can see it shiny.
So now it doesn't feel as wet. Down here it is because I only put it on this part. So this is still wet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's put that over here. All right, let's see what happens. It's very, very faint though.
Yeah.
Still on the plate.
That's interesting though.
That is.
Now there is a release agent you can get also.
Oh, I don't have that.
What they made it for was the gold.
The gold?
Yeah, it's called release agent. Akua release agent. They have a sparkly gold.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna try. I don't think this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna try picking it up with a layer.
Yeah, we have a sparkly gold. And I guess because of the mica or whatever is in it, it needs a release agent to lift those mica off your plate.
Interesting.
So you put the release agent on first, very, very, very thin layer. Let it sit for 5 minutes, and then you put your ink on top.
And do you think that would be safe to use on the Gelliplate?
Yeah, I've used it.
Oh, okay.
It actually cleans your Gelliplate.
Oh.
My Gelliplate was really stained, and it cleaned it.
Oh, okay.
So.
So if this works, I'll try to pick up the big one there. I don't know. So not really. Like it just kind of smushed the black around with the other colors.
Yeah.
Like it's there, but not really.
Yeah, very faint. Interesting though.
But it's weird because like it's still on the plate. Like
yeah.
I can't even rub it off.
So it must be the pigment that gets
or my plates are thirsty.
There a little bit.
I have thirsty plates.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna just see. I've got like this strip in the middle here. Let's just put a bit of red.
Oh, I have one of, I don't know what this one's called, but it's one of, let's see, maybe right here.
So out of all the mediums you do, like watercolor, mixed media, everything, what's your favorite?
My favorite?
Or is it just too hard to pick?
It is. I would say a few years back, my favorite would have been acrylics.
Okay.
But I do really enjoy working with watercolor.
And you're so good at it. But you're so good at acrylics too, though.
But I really like mixing different ones together. Like,
Okay.
I like using pastels with colored pencils, or sometimes I'll add watercolor and then pastels, and then put some acrylics on top of that. Like, I try things. I guess I get kind of bored with doing the same thing over again.
Okay.
I like to mix things up, try different things.
So for that pink that you have on the plate, like it looks very dense. Like do you put quite a bit on there? Like do you
Nope,
think
that was that magenta, quin magenta.
but just a thin layer?
Yeah. Thin layer. Some seem a little more bright or dense in color than others. I don't know why, but
Okay. So here is I did a second transfer using this paper again,
oh, and it worked.
apparently.
Wow. Huh.
Things that make you go,
Yeah.
and then it's still wet there. So I'm going to blop it back down.
So even you could probably use stuff like papers that have some kind of what do you call it? The foiling on them.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
that
because they wouldn't pick up
yeah.
the print. Like
Yeah.
gift bags. I've used gift bags before.
Yeah.
Now that's really such a, I don't think that's going to work. We'll just pick it up on the other side of this one.
This magenta with yellow is really pretty. I love the color it makes.
I'm going to try that next. So that didn't, I mean, it's on there, but it didn't really put enough on there to pick up much.
What was that you do with the stencils, where you keep laying the stencil down and picking it up and printing with it?
The shadow, no, the
Yeah.
long haul.
Yeah. I wonder if you could do that.
We could try it.
Not sure how you would, because you had to let them dry, did you not?
Yes and no, like not fully. Like you might not get all the separate colors because where the color is left on the edge of the stencil would probably get contaminated with the next paint, right?
So
Since it doesn't really dry.
Yeah. So you switched colors.
Yeah.
So what? Maybe you'd have to do it in a different way, like instead of lifting the stencil up, leave the stencil down.
Well, you leave the stencil down for the long haul.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm not sure unless you move the stencil slightly. That would be interesting too. see what I got here.
Try it with this one. It is weird having to like wipe my brayer though. I don't enjoy that. That's not my favorite.
That's when you need more than one brayer.
Well, I have 4 brayers.
Okay. Let's see.
Hey, Chris, good to see you. Chris also, well, there's lots of people here that have great YouTube channels. Chris has a, he does mainly abstract art.
Oh, cool.
And he has very good exercises and tips and whatnot.
Well, I gotta go watch him then because I have a mind block when it comes to abstracts. I don't know. I just can't grasp it for some
and
reason.
There's Biddy Penny. She also has a channel. And Jasper has a channel. Diane. Oh, Diane, you don't have a channel, do you? You should, though. Diane does a lot. Diane Bell, she's from BC. She does a lot of transfers and mixing botanicals with transfers, which is where I was inspired to mix the two.
Nice.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'll try the long haul. I mean,
yeah.
What color though? Maybe the blue? I have a bit of blue left.
Let's see what I do.
I don't think I have enough left though. I think it's gonna, I don't think it'll give us the long haul look. But you don't know unless you try, right?
That's great. That is very true.
So Dar has offered to put people's links in if they want to their channels. If they want to raise their hand, she will link them up. It's very kind of her. Yeah, I don't think I have enough blue there, but we'll try. We'll just
okay.
Yeah, and Laura has a channel. She does lots of lives. She's always telling good stories too.
Yeah, I like Anne's life stories.
So there's the over the top pulls. That's different.
Okay.
And then I think I'll try black. Or no, Payne's Gray. Have I used the Payne's Gray yet?
I don't think so.
So check out everybody's channels. It's fun to support each other. Check out Kathy's channel. Make sure you, hey, Dar, can you put Kathy Arbour's channel in there as well? I'm going to link it in the description, but if you want to throw it in chat, that would be awesome. And then right now, Kathy, you're doing mainly premieres on Thursdays at what time?
6 o'clock.
6 Eastern.
Yep, I'm a diehard gardener. And I'm seasonal, so when gardening season comes, my other stuff kind of gets put to the side a little.
So do you think you'll go back to live streaming in the fall?
Yeah, probably.
Well, that would be lovely. I'd like that. So I'm going to pick up this one with the Payne's Gray on top. I'm going to flip it over here. You can see I had a lot of paint on there.
Yeah.
So this is a mini long haul.
A mini.
So short haul. And then there's probably some ink on this side, like the top side of the stencil too, because I had ink
Yeah.
below before I put the stencil on.
Yeah,
So
there's ink all over the place.
yeah, I could do like a pull of that side. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do a pull here. And then on the plate, I had ink. So this is like a never ending loop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could actually keep redoing your paper.
So I could do this. I could put it on here even. I mean, you don't need to use the Gelliplate. You can just also just do that. One of the advantages that I like of using a Gelliplate is you can get both the negative and the positive of a stencil.
Yeah.
But if you have something like this that doesn't dry right away, you don't even really need the Gelliplate to get the, you know, that part of the stencil.
Totally different way of gel printing. Now see, this one's got
that's so pretty.
All kinds of
It's
different
gorgeous.
types of ink in there, so you're getting whatever color comes out.
Oh, I love it. And that was a mask, right? Those were both masks.
Yeah.
And then this is my wonky cubes pencil. All right, and then we have that side. So where it was really thick, it blobs and it kind of spreads, which I don't mind.
Yeah. Neat thing too is your brayer will take a print.
Mm-hmm. And there's still stuff on there. So I could even slap this puppy down again and see what happens. I'm not even trying to line it up though. But the problem is where it's still wet, So I have to be careful. Like right here, it's pretty blobby. I keep saying paint. You're right. Ink, the inks.
Yeah, I know. I see. I do the same.
So really, it does take more. To me, it takes more room because you have to let things dry, which
not long though.
Well, long for me. So I'm going to take this other side here. I'm going to plop it on that one. And this is the paper that's not quite as absorbent, but I think it'll work. You just have to maybe leave it a bit longer.
Yeah. I think it would be kind of cool too if you had some kind of plastic tray that was smooth, and you could use, say, how many colors you have, and you could just stack those trays. So whenever you wanted to roll, you would have it ready. You know what I mean?
Right, because it doesn't dry.
Yeah.
Hey, Judah.
Thinking of stuff like that. I'm never satisfied with simple.
Well, it's always good to think, what if, right?
Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm still getting ink off of this stamp. That's why you got to remember to wash them.
So this, I don't even know how it ended up with all those extra colors. I don't really remember, but I like that. It's very, sounds really rustic looking.
Mm-hmm.
But this is still wet. I just brayered off on the top of that, of this one. So that I have to let dry now. I have to let that dry, and I have to let this dry. Oh. And there's still stuff here, but I feel like it's not going to come off. I don't know. I feel like maybe my plates are just stickier.
See, I don't do a whole lot of jelly printing like you do, so Maybe it does need to be conditioned. I don't know.
Julie says, will that ink go onto fabric permanently? That's a question for
Yes.
Kathy.
As long as it's not polyester.
Or if it has too much sizing, maybe that wouldn't work either.
Yeah, you'd have to, like, say you got a cotton, you'd have to wash it first because of the sizing in it.
Because I had tried to do a transfer of Lucy onto a t-shirt, and I filmed it, but it didn't work, so I didn't post it. But with a laser print, so if that worked with this ink, I could do it onto it. But I think it'd be really light colored. Like it wouldn't be.
Yeah. It wouldn't be like a really dark black type of thing.
Yeah.
You know.
See, it's soaking into my plate because I just did that and nothing came up. And this paper is pretty porousy, cheap paper.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tammy. So I don't have a green color, so I should make a green color, hey? I could take blue yellow and just add a bit of that blue to it. The blue. See, nothing came up, even though you can still see the patterns on these. Nothing picked up.
Yeah.
All right, let's do a green. And I tend to use too much, I think. And I think I have to be careful with these sticks going right on the plate. If I touch ink that's not dry, I might contaminate my whole container, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to put a drop right on here. So you did the rubber stamp, like the acrylic stamps and the foam stamps. I did the foam stamps. I did sort of a mini, like a fake botanical. You did like mask botanicals. We did stencils. We did a transfer. Is there anything else we should try, or does anybody have any suggestions they want us to try?
I'll show you some of the ones that I did last year. Now this is scraping over a stencil.
Like scraping with the brayer, or just with the inks?
Yeah. That's always fun to do if you want some something for cutting up.
Okay.
This
you
is
could brayer too, right? So I can put this down.
Yeah. And
Put
this
that
is
over
netting.
Brayer. That's netting. Let me see that again. Sorry, I'm behind like everybody else. Oh, okay. I can see the fine netting there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really how finely detailed it'll pick up. Every little, even the stitching you can see.
Let me get a piece of lace or something with this green.
This
Might
is
have too much on there though.
a weed.
A weed. I love weeds. Are my favorite.
I don't remember what. Oh, I think it was clover. Some type of clover, and that's the negative of the clover. But I had used it before, so it picked up a bit of the color that I used on it before because it doesn't dry.
Well, that's cool.
So you get your other colors coming through. That's what I really like when stuff like that happens.
So I've got some ribbons that's kind of lace-ish.
Here's more leaves and weeds. But see how detailed they can be?
See, that's what I want to get. But I need real leaves for that, though, right? I don't really have real leaves in my yard yet.
Yeah, the real thing is the best.
Okay, so I'm just going to put...
And there's the positive of that one.
Nice.
See how detailed it is? I love that.
I had another piece of... Where did it go?
Just play and play and play.
Where did I put it, Kathy?
Oh, this one was cool. This is on, I think it's that tissue that, was it strength tissue? And it's an actual hydrangea that I squished down.
Cool.
And it actually took. That was kind of cool. Very light.
Well, I lost my lace. I'll try the wet strength tissue here. So I've got this placemat. I'll use that instead.
I like that tissue. It's expensive, but it's great for you're doing mixed media, especially on canvas. Even if you want to just try, say, a wild brush stroke, you just use that and then put it on your paper, your canvas to see if it's going to look right. It's so hard to tell whether it's going to come up. And then when you put the paper down, it's like magic.
Okay, I'm gonna get some tissue.
That was the
wet strength tissue.
That was the gold.
I might have had too much paint though, like too much ink on there.
Yeah.
But
that's something you just have to learn as you go.
It's still pretty though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I'll do the other half here. See if there's any left.
I love those types of prints because they're so I use more of those in my art than the other stuff. That's more you can tell what it is, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And you do a lot of, like, you'll use one of your jelly prints as a base, and then you'll do a painting right on top of it.
Yeah.
And that's super cool. So here's Gen 2.
I like it. I like the green. I love green.
That could be a little fairyland, and there's a little strip there. I'm just going to add a little bit more here in the middle.
And this is so easy to glue onto a canvas too.
Yeah. Well, I love that little mandala thing you have in the middle.
Mm-hmm. That's an old mask. I don't even remember where I got that.
So I had some red on this other plate over here, and I accidentally touched down there. So that's why there's a bit of red there.
Yep. Happy accidents.
Well, I don't know if that one's so happy, but let's put that on there. Let's see.
Is that a stencil or
This is a placemat.
Oh, cool.
A plastic placemat, so I'm gonna have to wash that, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, I have no room left. I'm used to things drying. Even this one that I just burned off, it's still wet. I can feel that it's still wet.
Yeah, the thicker your paint, the longer to dry.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this. We'll see what's on there.
Good. I still have paint on this one.
It's hard to see what's on these things. Like,
yeah.
But the pigments are pretty pure, right? That's why they mix. You can predictably mix pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get muddy colors with them.
Hi, Amalia. And I've had these open like this whole time, and they don't dry.
No.
Just you have to be careful that you don't drip in them or spill them, though. So this one, there's nothing left on here, pretty much. This one, oh, there's quite a bit on there I didn't see. So that, And then this one. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Look at that.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And that was just like leftover of leftover that was on the placemat.
Sometimes I like that more than anything is what you get on your stencils.
Yeah,
You get some really cool colors.
I'm gonna try that. See if there's anything left on here. I don't even remember where the paint was. It did slip a little bit. Oh, look at that. There's still like tons on here.
Yeah.
Put it on this one. Yeah, don't knock them over. All right.
That's cool.
So because it moved, it got kind of like a shadow effect.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's neat when you do that too, where you place it down and then just scoot it up a little bit, so
Mm-hmm.
and then press it down again. Gives you that shadowy look. Or if
But
you've got a lid from something and you can
Right.
turn it and squish it up, it makes a really cool design too.
And then I don't even think, I mean, you don't need Gelliplate to do a lot of these things.
No.
So here I'm just squishing over top of, I put the placemat with what I think is ink up.
Yeah.
And I just took this paper. It didn't really work. I
Not
don't know
enough
where all
on it.
those little things came from though.
Oh.
But technically you wouldn't need a Gelliplate. Just need a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
And another thing one of the sites said, we'll finish up pretty soon, but she said you could do, like, you could remove paint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it stays wet. So you could do like that sgraffito technique and
Yeah.
you'd have lots of time. Oh, that has. So I'll just do a little bit of that. And then we'll show our papers and we'll get going.
Yeah.
Usually I only do like an hour and a half, and I think we've already been here.
It's
More than
addictive.
that. More than that.
Really
Well, it's
is.
like, oh, this is what I need to do something with that. Oh, no, this is what I need to do something with that.
Well, let's try this.
Mhm. I'll just do half the plate here. Now, the problem with the sgraffito, though, is it's hard to see. It's a little hard to see your ink, right?
True. Yeah, if you wanted to really write something, you might have a problem.
Here, I'll do something really simple. I have a hidden talent. I can write backwards. So don't ever put anything sharp on your plate. This is a ball that's very not sharp. Okay. There we go. My Y's a little bit backwards.
Turned out. Oh, cool. It's fun.
It's fun. So
And really, I think they were $30 something for the starter set.
something like that. I paid
Yeah.
for shipping, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know, that's going to last you forever. Like
I
with
know,
the
you
little
don't-
amount that you have to use. Like, wow.
You get so
So,
much out of it.
Kathy, can you show us all of your papers so that I can, because I'm sure I missed some because I was busy, and I'm gonna watch on the YouTube app because it's hard to see on my phone. So show us your
All right.
your lineup.
Oh, there's the one I just pulled.
Thank
So
you,
that's
Marguerite, for
basically,
subbing to Kathy.
yeah, thank you. This is basically leftovers from the stencils.
Okay, cool.
So whatever color was on there.
You could. Oh wait, I'm gonna put you big. Just a second.
Okay.
I'm new to this, like controlling the
Area.
layout. How do I do that? Ugh. How do I do that? Like this?
I think on my box, there's the 3 dots on the top.
Oops. Well, I've got more layout. Did that do anything?
No.
Because I was able to zoom in.
Oh, that's good.
I could do that.
Yeah. So there's the multicolored. And then this is on rice paper. That's another mishmash of stencil leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
And where did I put those? Okay. Another one. So it all depends on, sometimes I leave the stencil on, sometimes I take them off, sometimes I just use the leftovers. It's just play
So
with it.
oh, that's gorgeous. I would recommend that you take time, like don't like set aside like a long period of time and lots of room for drying.
Yeah.
Those are
Now these are all dry.
Mm-hmm. They are
So
now, but your stencils are still wet. Like your
Yes.
stencils stay wet.
Your stencils do stay wet, so you're just remember to wash them. It doesn't take much to wash them. Just fill your tub full of warm water with soap in it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're quite easy to. You don't have to scrub them or anything.
Those little leaves, was that a stamp?
Yeah.
Was it a rubber stamp or like a foam stamp?
One of these silicone ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kathy's, I didn't get a chance to use the silicone, but the nice thing about using the silicone is that it doesn't dry, so it doesn't wreck it. So you can use it.
So that's just the leftovers.
And that this will pick up the detail of it.
Yeah.
I love that leftover one.
Yeah, sometimes the grungy ones are the best.
Mm-hmm.
This was interesting. Black over pink.
Mm-hmm.
But I left the mask on.
And the yellow coming through. I like the multi-colors on there. So I think, just layering and layering and layering.
Yep. And if you want bright color over a dark, then you leave the mask on so it picks up that first with paint.
That's a really bright yellow. How did you get that? Do you have a different yellow?
No.
I only have the Hansa yellow.
This is Hansa.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the first one I put on though. And then this is the mask that I left on with blue on top.
Because your Hansa looks more like a fluorescent yellow. Mine looks more like a, I don't know.
More of a cadmium.
Yeah.
So that one's, again, the blue and the green was the blue background, but the mask had green on it. And I left it down, and then I put the paper on.
It's like a totally different way of thinking.
Yeah, it is. That's about it. Oh, and this one I just took up. It's cool,
Cool.
definitely. But like I said, you don't have to rush, so you can take time if you really want to be more in control of color and what you want to
Right.
do.
And
And
think
that I
about it.
found that the hardest thing to get used to is not to rush.
Yeah. Especially like when you're live streaming because you want
Yeah.
to like. So I'll just show mine real quick. I'm just trying to clean that plate off. That was the brayer off. That was the one we just did with the tablecloth.
That's cool.
That was also with the tablecloth just from the stencil onto the plate. That was the same, but onto a plate that had red on it, I think. And then some sgraffito with a backwards Y. But other than that, I think I did pretty good. That was a leftover, I think. That was part of our long haul, right?
Yeah.
That was the back of the stencil. That was part of the long haul. That was secondary transfer, I think, that one.
Yeah.
With Eddie's stencil behind here, the diamond rings. This was just the fish. And like you said, like you don't even feel the paint.
No.
Like it feels like that's just the paper. You don't feel the paint at all. And then that was the transfer onto the botanical print I had done.
I love that.
I think it looked good with more stamping on it.
Well, the nice thing about it is all of these now, if you wanted to, you could use acrylic paint on top of that and re-stencil.
Right.
If you wanted to. Or you can go back in later and do this all over again on the same pieces.
Oh,
that's my nice thing.
That was my handprint by accident. I put my hand down on the plate and oops, there's my hand. But then you just, just go with it. It could outline it with like a black Posca.
Yeah.
Do some words. That's just the leftover
Is it still
original.
wet?
I'm just checking that. Yeah, it's still wet. That was some stamping and some stuff. That was fishnet, fancy fishnet
That's cool.
stencil, which it did get the detail really well of that one. That's on the Hammermill, the good stuff. I think it does work better on a more absorbent paper that's like the rice paper, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't think. Oh, so that's the. So this side has a print on it, like just the letter, the red stamping. And on the other side, it had the yellow, and then I put this stencil, and that stencil, because it's darker, it's showing through on the other side.
So the more you put of ink on your plate, the more of that oil will come through.
Coming through. Cool.
Now, in order to get rid of that, all you have to do is get some newspapers and sandwich it for a day and weigh it down with a book or something, and the oil will come out of that paper into the newspaper.
But it feels like it's dry. It doesn't feel oily.
Can you see any halo oil around the edge at all?
Not really.
No? Because that's what I found with some of the ones when I was testing it. Is I could see that oil glow on it.
Interesting. So I'll sign off, but Kathy, if you can stay in and we'll work on a thumbnail before we go. And does anybody have any last questions before we go? Like, you guys were all very treated to a nice round with Kathy Arbour. Thank you, Kathy, for coming on and helping me with this new medium.
Oh, thanks for inviting me. It was fun.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Just try. Just play, you guys, if you're interested in this. It is I would say it's one of the more friendly use inks for someone just starting out. Definitely.
And if you want to also for hand carving stamps and stuff, like this would work great for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. I recommend it. And it's
So-
not expensive. That's the nice thing too.
No, and this, like I thought, 2 ounces, that's not very much. This is going to last.
A long
It's like
time.
when you get pan pastels. This is going to last like 20 years.
Yeah, put it in your will.
I'm going to will it to you, Kathy.
Okay.
All right. So thanks for coming, everybody. And I'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same place. And sometimes I throw a video out there in video land. Sometimes I don't. Whatever happens. Whatever happens, happens. And check out Kathy on Thursday at
6 Eastern.
4. So 4 Mountain, 6 Eastern.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.